Signs that you may have bipolar 2 disorder. I've said before that this condition really looks like depression and anxiety, so it can be difficult to spot. But here are 3 signs that if you experience, there's a chance that you could have bipolar 2. The first sign is sleeping too much. The second sign is being a bit more talkative than usual. And the third sign is making risky financial decisions. Let's break each one of these down. Number 1, sleeping too much. This is a bit weird because when you think of bipolar disorder, you think of somebody who was manic or hypomanic. This is bipolar 2 disorder that we're talking about. So hypomania would be the type of mania that we experience. So it's not quite full-blown mania, but you are talking faster than usual. You are spending more money than you normally spend, and your confidence is much higher than it normally is. So when you are sleeping more than usual in bipolar 2 disorder, what does this mean? It likely means that you are in a depressive episode. So like I said at the beginning of the video, bipolar 2 disorder really looks like a lot of depression and anxiety. So it can take some time for a clinician to arrive at the correct diagnosis of bipolar 2. When somebody is sleeping more than usual, the term that we would use in the medical world is called hypersomnia. So you have insomnia, but then you also have hypersomnia. This normally happens after that hypomanic phase where you've done all the stuff that you wanted to do, you've been feeling good, you've been feeling funky, you've been feeling confident. And a lot of times when you are aware of this pattern, you do so much during that hypomanic period because you know the depressive crash is coming. And when you're crashing, all you can do is just sleep. Sleep, and then also eat because your appetite probably went away when you were hypomanic. Number 2, being more talkative than usual. So when you're starting to become a bit more hypomanic, you become more outgoing. So you're the life of the party and you're pleasant to be around. Initially, you could be a bit more irritable, but as your confidence soars, you start to call friends. This could be in the middle of the night, or it could just be early in the morning. You're calling friends, people that you haven't heard from in a long time. You're out and about. You're going out, actually. You're leaving the house now because you feel good. And when you're a bit more talkative than usual, this is subtle. We know that speech tends to be rapid in bipolar disorder, but when you become more talkative, you just have more excitement over certain things. You're just more pleasant to be around, and it's confusing because a hypomanic episode, as we know, any type of mania can be dangerous. But this is when you feel like yourself. Your best moments probably come in this hypomanic swing. So when you're a bit more talkative than usual and you're meeting people and you have so much to say, and because you're so confident, you're able to articulate yourself, really well, and people are, they're picking up what you're putting down. And all seems to be fine with the world. The only thing is that impending doom, that crash, that's about to come. It's not a good feeling. But you know that right now is a period where you can get things done. So you do your best to lean into that and be as productive as possible. And number 3, making risky financial decisions. You often don't know the weight of what you've done financially until the smoke clears. So when you're hypomanic or even manic for bipolar 1, you don't know what you're doing until the smoke clears. So you buy things that you swear you will need. You just know that this item is going to be necessary for the new thing that you want to start. And unfortunately, these things can cost a lot of money. So you get to the point where you're borrowing money. You might max out a couple of cards or 2, but you're very confident that you'll make the money back. So you don't see it as a foolish investment or risky spending. You just see it as taking a bet on yourself. And why wouldn't you bet on yourself when your confidence is high? As we know in today's world, sometimes confidence is more important than competence. However, we have to have a system for how we do things. And if you're making risky financial decisions, the weight and the aftermath and the pain of that can be really heavy if it takes you months, sometimes years, to clean up the mess that has happened and to pick yourself up by the bootstraps. It can be a hit to your confidence, and it can make you feel away. You had this great business idea that was okay in the beginning, but now it crashed and burned. This can impact relationships. It can destroy families. People can get into gambling addictions. There's so much that can happen when you're in that manic phase or hypomanic phase in this example of bipolar 2. So when you have these impulses to make risky financial decisions, that could be a sign that you have bipolar disorder. And when these decisions are things that are hard to catch, that's when I start to think about bipolar 2. Because with bipolar 1, when you're in a full-blown manic episode and you want to go buy 2 cars cash if you have the money, most people see that as being a pretty bad decision. Like, okay, you're spending $120,000, that's a lot. But with bipolar 2, because the hypomania is not as recognizable, this can be a couple of key investments that look like they're sound and solid decisions. They appear to be premeditated, but you know that you didn't put that much thought into it. You're just going off of feeling, not off of evidence. And that can be a scary way to live. If y'all have enjoyed this series, let me know, and I can make a part 4. Just say the word, and before you know it, I'll drop a part 4.